UFOs are real, burgeoning, not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli, coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains. We're going to be talking about some UFO footage today. I'm also going to segue into the Kumburgaz UFO footage that the late Dr. Roger Lear gave. My late business partner, Richard Shaw, and myself, it's in Watchers 10. You need to see that. But I digress. First, a word from our trusted sponsor. Something's brewing. You can feel it. The problem? You never know the full story until after. After the crash, after the collapse, after it's too late. And here's the brutal truth. You can't protect yourself after the fact. Folks, you have to be ready now. All this uncertainty, the chaos, the warning signs. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just noise. But maybe it's the beginning of something a whole lot bigger. Nobody knows for sure. But waiting to find out, that's how people get hurt. Physical gold and physical silver aren't just investments. They're preparation. They're the foundation of real protection. My friends over at Noble Gold Investments have been helping Americans just like you protect themselves for nearly a decade. No pressure, no games, just proven insight when it matters most. Look, you're either prepared or you're not. Which one will you be when everything changes overnight? Folks, visit noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com for your free wealth protection kit. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Remember, they're prepared, don't panic. Go to lamarzulli.com, lamarzulli.com. Deception 2026, you can still watch all 10 speakers for $19.99. And I want to thank all of you that participated in our online conference. So let's get right into it. This is from Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp. These guys are the tip of the spear. They're in the halls of Congress. They're being interviewed. Knapp's under oath and talking about the whole UFO UAP connection. Jeremy, of course, did his film on Bob Lazar, which is a great film if you haven't seen it. So this is from Jeremy Corbell. Investigative journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp have obtained and are revealing for the first time military film footage of a UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomena. You know, I remember when they switched the verbiage from UFO to UAP. That's it. We're going to call them UAPs now, and now it's okay to talk about them. Why? Because UFO had such a stigma with that name, just those three letters. If you said UFO, maybe you should see a psychiatrist. But now, in the halls of Congress, by golly, by gee, we call them UAPs, and it's okay. You can talk about them. Yeah, how about those UFOs, eh? Okay, let's continue. For the first time, military footage of a UAP officially documented and cataloged with the United States intelligence community investigations and examinations. Now, all I want to know is this: how do these guys get this? Some spook comes up with all in black with black dark glasses. Here, Mr. Corbell, this is what you've been waiting for. And then poof, vanishes out of sight. Why do these guys get all the good stuff? But you know what? I'm going to show you something at the end, which I think is the best UFO footage absolutely ever obtained by the late Dr. Roger Lear. The Kumburgaz UFO, it's not a fake, and I'll tell you why it's not a fake in a little bit. So let's continue. So this UAP demonstrated instantaneous acceleration. So in other words, it's here, and I'll use this as a prop. It's here, and all of a sudden they just go bam, like that, and it's gone in a blink of an eye. So, a jet or anything else, that's acceleration. And okay, that's acceleration. This thing just goes from this to a gazillion miles an hour in a blink of an eye. How do you do that? Because you're bending space and time around the craft. Instantaneous acceleration is one of the signature 6 observables associated with UAP flight performance. The official designation of UAP was established by the United States intelligence community and the Department of War. This designation is currently maintained. So this is right on the border of Syria and Jordan. Isn't that interesting? Filmed by a platform operating under the direction of the United States Air Force, the UAP was observed and actively tracked. The Reaper established a weapons quality lock. The UAP appeared to demonstrate abrupt directional changes, instantaneous acceleration, and intelligent control. So it's not over fun behind the control panel here. Something or someone, right? And this is where the whole look. There are well-meaning people God bless them. They're in the Christian community. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to call them out. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not interested in arguing it. But they say all this is demonic delusion, that abductions are demonic delusions, that implants are demonic delusion. Excuse me, we took out the implant. It's not delusional. We actually retrieved a piece of the metal from the Roswell crash site. We've had it analyzed. It's an aluminum alloy that's unknown. It's between two known aluminum alloys. And then there's a Kumburgaz UFO film, which I'll show you. This is not Project Bluebeam. It's real. And for the life of me, I don't get it. It's like when you read 2 Kings chapter 6, what are the chariots of fire above the Syrian army? What did Gary Stearman see? The good guys have them, and the bad guys have them too. It's complex. It's complex. And I don't have all the answers. Okay. Absence of traditional propulsion or thermal signatures during performance, as well as an examination of shape and acceleration, were noted in the documentation. So this is what I want to show you now. And here is the film. We'll go to full screen. Check this out. So you can see it right there. And I think this is conjecture. The reason why these things light up is because it's bending space-time as we know it. It's bending space-time as we know it. So this is all pretty boring in here. The FLIR camera locks in on it, and the thing is lit up because the gravity wave, this is according to Bob Lazar, the gravity, it's bending space-time. Gravity doesn't exist anymore. So as it's moving through space, right, there's no propulsion system. Gravity is suspended. It's a gravity wave, according to Bob Lazar. And again, Jeremy Corbell did a great film on the Bob Lazar story. And I met Lazar years ago, probably 1993, 94, something like that, way back when I was just getting into all this. And that led to the book, Nephilim, The Truth Is Here. So I'm going to skip forward here. So now watch this. Instantaneous acceleration. So you'll see here the craft goes up and it zips to the right. Watch this. It zips to the right. Ready? 3. See that? I mean, you can't even track it. It's just here and then bam, it's gone. Now this is 25% speed. It rises up again. You can see it right there. There's the craft. Zips to the right. Now they go down to 5% speed. Check this out. 5% speed. Here we go. There it is. And in a blink of an eye, literally, it's gone. See that? Okay, so all that, which is absolutely incredible when you think about it, but I'm going to show you something, and this is the Kumburgaz UFO. And there is a discrepancy in the dates, May 13th and May 15th. So did Roger film on 2 different dates, or is the camera screwing up? I'm not sure. I believe he was there several times, and this is why it was just more than one footage. It's real. And, we had lunch with Roger like once a month. Roger, the late Dr. Roger Lear, appears in all 10 of our Watchers films. He was a friend, and we didn't agree on everything, but he was a friend. And, he is sorely missed. We took out the implant from Emil because of Dr. Roger Lear. So if there's a surgeon out there that's watching this that wants to get involved in alien implant removal, please shoot me an email, la@lamarzulli.net. We need a surgeon because people come up to me and they've got implants, and we don't have that like we used to have. We used to have Dr. Matriciani and Dr. Roger Lear, and Roger would assist. Dr. Matriciani would take the implant out. And ours was the last implant that Dr. Roger Lear removed. Okay, so let's watch this here. And so this is the Kumburgaz UFO. And John Adam, I need a watermark on this, L.A. Marzulli, because they'll steal it. So you see the craft. There's the heat signature underneath the craft, and there are 2 entities right here. I believe those entities are, in fact, the Greys. This is why I think it's the best UFO footage, because not only do we see the craft, we see the heat signature here, but we see the entities in the craft. Now I'm going to skip to show you something. So this is it. This is hours later or a different day, May 15th, and we see the craft over the Lake Kumburgaz in Turkey. Now I want to show you something, and I love this part. Hold on, right there. You can hear the water lapping on the shores of Lake Kumburgaz, and sometimes there's a dog barking. So that's not a helicopter, it's not a plane, it is a craft. What I love about this next shot, there's the moon right there. See it? Now watch what happens. He zooms in on the craft. And I love this because he's giving us a spatial relevance here. So there's the moon, then he comes in on the craft. So we're not making this up. And you'll notice here that in this shot, there seems to be 3 openings inside the craft. There, left, center, and right. And what's interesting about this, Richard Shaw had the original film from Dr. Lear, the original film from Dr. Roger Lear. And I believe it was 35 millimeter. I could be wrong on that. I think Mary, his widow, still has it. I'm not sure what happened to that after Rick passed away and Dr. Roger passed away, everything. But I'm not sure what happened to the original footage. But Rick had it, and he went over it frame by frame by frame. And that's when you see the 2 figures, and there seems to be another figure coming in and out of the frame. And this is all in our Watchers 10. So again, there's a watermark on this thing, so people can't steal it because we all know what they'll do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, folks, I think it's the best UFO footage I've seen to date because it shows the craft, but it also shows the entities inside the craft. Wow. You know, and this is something to think about. If you're a pastor and you're wondering about all this and you're afraid to even broach the subject with your congregation, may I give you a word of encouragement? You need to broach the subject with your congregation. They need to be informed. Congress is talking about it. It's all over everywhere. And the people in the pews know some of this already. They watch the same movies we watch. They've seen the trailer for Steven Spielberg's movie. Maybe some of them have watched Age of Disclosure. So it's time to inform them. I will give you free resources, links to all 10 of our UFO films. You can watch those absolutely for free. We'll send you a couple of copies of Runs of Disclosure, maybe the Cosmic Chess Match. Do your homework. We'll set up a Zoom, a private Zoom chat with myself, just the 2 of us. We can write your questions down. I'll answer them best of my ability. Why are we doing this? We need to arm the body of Christ. It's that important. It's coming down. I think we're on the cusp of something. I really do. I really do. Disclosure is imminent. What happens if President Trump stands up on a Friday night and says we're not alone? This is why we did our Deception 2026 conference with 10 speakers. Go to eliamarzulli.com. You can still watch at your leisure all 10 speakers. We're going to do another conference probably in September. I'm not sure yet. Maybe in July. I don't know. But this one will be On the Trail of Nephilim number 9. Possibly Mondo Gonzalez will be speaking. Fritz Zimmerman will be speaking, and others, of course, myself. So we'll be doing a deep dive on the trail of the Nephilim. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Never fear, we're here 7 days a week. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for just showing up every day. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.